All right, welcome to CodeBuddy's. What is this called? Build it for me
Build it for
Yeah,
me live.
live.
live. Excellent. So we've got me, myself, Devon Seacrest, one of the co-founders of CodeBuddy. We've got Tanner Lytle and Joshua Barrios with us here today. We are going to jump in and build a live application here, or at least a couple of features using ride technology. Yeah, let's do it. Anything I missed, Tanner? JB,
Nope.
you want to add
I'm
in?
excited. What are we building?
Well,
I have,
I could say it is the latest version,
Oh
very
yeah,
yeah,
different than what some might have seen before. So
that's true.
yes,
it's gonna be exciting.
that's true.
So for this idea is I'm constantly in my car driving, but it's hard to work and drive at the same time. So it would be
Sweet.
cool to have some sort of like AI assistant I could talk to in the car via my CarPlay that could, help me manage my emails or manage some calendar stuff or, just reach out to people so I take notes, things along those lines. So what could we come up with something like that?
Sweet. Let's do it. I like it. Okay, so I just created a new workspace here just for this purposes called Demo Apps. You can see uh, some of my other workspaces I got here that have different projects.
Yeah, what's really cool
Uh,
about this too is you can have invite different users to different
yep,
workspaces. So if you have like
yep,
different co-founders, freelancers, code buddies, you can collaborate in there, but they you can control exactly what projects they see. So if you have like a fun one where you're doing some super secret project or something like that, you don't have to let everyone else see those pieces.
Yeah.
absolutely. So I just invited Tanner, so Tanner, you can hop on there too as well, or I'll just follow up. But we will go ahead and start and create a new project. So we're gonna call this work and drive. We'll capitalize the and.
Sounds
Just
dangerous.
just just-
It should be
I
work and
want
drive
an
safely.
app to safely work and drive. We'll put drive as the first thing before
Safely
work.
drive, yeah.
That'll be the first priority there. Cool. So I'm gonna create my project.
We are now the
Uh,
state patrol's worst nightmare.
yeah, this is a liability issue, I think. And you
Do
can
not do this at
see,
home.
yeah, now I'm in my project page. This is the navigation page where you've got your core things. The uniqueness about Ride, unlike other code editors, is that we help you with the entire software process, not just code editing. So you'll see I have the ability to plan my software, build my software, and publish my software all within one tool. You don't have to install anything else. I'm going to go and start planning this. So, uh, as a user, or I'm going to say, I want to be able, or I want to build an app where I can, obviously, I assume you want to use speech, Tanner,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, dictate uh, to the app um, things that I need to do. What are some of the like core takeaways of this
Yeah, let's start with like note taking because you
for
often
my
like
job?
yeah,
Take notes.
I think that's more feasible in the time allotted than trying to connect email services or something like
Like you
that.
want to assign tasks, like schedule um, events, um, you know, via
Okay.
speech,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
don't have to type anything. Thing. And then you say I want the app to, um, break it down into what do we say, actions, uh, or kind of to-dos, events, you know, I don't know, I think notifications or something. That's probably good for right now.
Yeah, and do it all in like a conversational manner.
Yeah. Oh, so you want it to talk back to you?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I want it. Okay.
We're getting
Talk.
fancy.
Nice. Okay.
What
So
he's
we're gonna,
saying is he wants Kit.
yeah.
Ooh, completely miss. Yeah, we're renaming the project. It should be I want my own personal kit.
Kit. Nice.
Nightmare.
Okay, so you can see here, it's going to start helping me break down and plan this new app. It's going to help me with strategic direction of this, and then start breaking it down to software components. So it loves your idea, Tanner. Geesh, what a surprise.
Yeah,
Um,
it's very self-affirming. All right.
yes. Dictate tasks. When you describe breaking it down into to-dos and events, I'd like to clarify how you see those two things. Like call my client on Friday. Is that a to-do, an event, or both? Oh, that's a great question. How do you imagine the talk back part? Should the app confirm what it understands for you or something else? Okay, so it's got two basic questions for you. So ambiguity if something is a to-do and possibly an event, and then how do you want the app to talk back to you?
Yeah, I would say a to-do is actions that just involve like me taking the action. An event is something like it relies on other people, I guess. I don't know
Like a
if that makes
Yeah,
meeting.
sense.
gotcha. That's right. So an event is, you know, involves other people, places, uh, etc. That's a good question. Like, what is an event? And then talk back. You want it to just confirm. You want it to be asking you questions.
Yeah, I would say it should ask some diagnostic questions, just like it should be very conversational. I would say like just like a
Okay,
human be in a conversation or a human assistant would be in a conversation. Maybe we can make a better Siri. That'd be great.
gotcha. So
Don't say
if
that
you
too
said
loud.
you scheduled an event and you said you didn't say the time or something,
Yeah, what
you'd
time
want
is
it to,
that? Yeah.
yeah,
Or is there anything else you want to add to it? Should we invite people?
yeah,
All the stuff that I would normally be able to see, from little dialogue
yeah.
boxes in my email, but since I'm driving, I wouldn't be able to.
And then you want it to confirm what it did.
Correct.
Sweet.
Affirmative. Yeah, and what I really love about this too is again, it's all this like diagnostic questions to try to like really fish out what is in my head because right now there's very little, but it'll make it into a real plan that's then actionable to build software on. I mean, so many times like we have these things living in our minds, but they're not real until you can externalize them, and either you're going way too broad, you don't know how to communicate it yourself, or you're getting way too verbose and then it just you realize how big of a plan you're actually crafting and that's probably not feasible itself too.
Correct. Correct. And you can see too some of the existing workflows. The basic one with comes with a starter kit is user management on here that it has, and you can see what this is going to eventually break things into is our, user types. The default one for our app is just an admin user. There shouldn't be any definitions right now. And then it'll add my new workflows uh here as
Yeah.
well.
I noticed that's pretty new. Previous version of Ride, there wasn't the
Correct.
workflows a little bit different.
Yep. Okay, to do is something you only need to do. Event is something that involves others. Ask follow-up questions. Schedule meeting. What day, time? Perfect. Yeah, yeah. Does that sound right? The map of typical. As you're driving over, you say, "Remind me, submit sales part. What would you expect to have? Should it always confirm? Should it ask for a deadline? If it's missing, or both?" So we want to ask for clarify clarifying questions if needed. Is that right?
Yep, that seemed good.
So everything else is pretty spot on.
Yeah, I love talking to it just again like you were with one of us. Like if I was building this, you'd be like trying to figure out, okay, like how am I actually going to put this together?
Yep.
This just happens a lot faster.
Take notes. Is a note different from a to do?
Hmm.
I would say yes. Notes are things that information I might want to come back to. I want to save and come back to. To-dos are actual action items that I need to get done.
So notes are just like random thoughts you have,
Yeah.
thoughts that aren't to dos or events. Yeah. Yeah, this will be a good one with where the definitions are going to really help out. So,
Yeah.
so looks like we've got three definitions to yada yada. Those look pretty good. I didn't read them in full detail, but for today's sake, you can spend hours on this.
And that's the fun part is honestly
Yeah.
spending a lot of time.
Yes. Not like AI psychosis hours, but just like responsible hours.
A little vibe coding don't
Yeah.
hurt anybody.
That's right.
Or vibe prompting.
Yeah.
Vibe planning.
Yeah.
Just build me something. I don't care what it is. Just
So
go.
Michael asked, is this a proprietary LLM or an OpenAI slash Claude, etc. model? Just curious.
Do you want me to hit that? So yeah, so we use different AI models for different purposes within this app. We use some of our own technology. We use a lot of open AI stuff. I don't think we use any Claude stuff right now. JB's really been pushing for some of that. He's a
Yeah.
big Claude fan.
For
Um,
for one area of the app.
Yes, yes, for certain areas of the app. And we do that just obviously for different purposes. Some of the times we're asking questions, some of it we're just having it open files, some of it we're actually looking for coding, like this, some of this we're, breaking down in suggestions. And then we also do that obviously to, save costs for the users too as well. So we only take the costs of the AI and then we add a margin to it. And that's how we price our app in here. So definitions, you can see it broke down my three definitions, and then now it's going to add them in the app here too as well. How we imagine using the app. Yes, app should have a record button. Uh, then it takes the text and converts it into to-dos. Did I get that right, Tanner?
I think so. Yep.
Try to keep it simple just for this.
Yep. I hit a button in my car. Starts prompting it.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a cool one like this, where it was more for it was I guess a little bit similar. It was like a startup CRM where you recorded it
Yeah.
and then it broke the contact into like multiple different pieces and stored it on the CRM. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
So,
and it's neat because you can incorporate elements like that into this app eventually. You can just keep building on what you want, but
yeah.
it's also great to start super simple, which I even on our business cards we have this little like idea thing that we put on the back, and I always like to say if your idea can't fit on the back of a business card, it's too big to start. So
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. So the workflow will be added here if it changes any user types. It's a little slower today
Thinking,
than usual.
thinking. I mean, it's a very ambitious idea. I probably didn't fit behind that business card there, Tanner.
Yeah.
hey, my idea. I just want to be able to work from my car
Yeah.
Safely.
safely.
Here.
Work from my car.
Bold in all caps.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, you get on those 4 hour drives and you feel guilty where you're just like, what am I missing? What am I missing?
Yeah.
I've been known many times at the uh, rest stops just to be sitting on my phone, like yeah, parked and just catching up on email and stuff.
Yeah. I wonder if we did have a lot of users sign up in the past couple days, so hopefully we don't have to
Yeah.
reassess our capacity, but
Yeah, it's actually been a really great response so far, just
yeah,
for the limited release that we've done and the amount of downloads we've gotten.
Yeah.
great.
I'm
It's
really
been
excited
great.
to see what people build with it.
Yep. Okay, tap a button, you speak your message. Uh, let's just say one at a time. Let's see, would you expect the app to handle multiple items? Oh, we can say multiple items, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, just
Let's
make it
say that's
natural, like train of thought. That's what's good about a lot of these LLMs too. Like when you incorporate them in your apps and stuff, they can handle large swaths of random, non-linear
Yeah.
data.
yep. So now
You look,
here you can oh,
I
go
was just
ahead.
gonna say, if you look at my prompts, they're absolutely atrocious.
So here's my workflow. So you can see we break things down in user stories. It defines requirements for those two things as well, which it nailed it pretty well, missing stuff. And then I can either just accept it, or if there's something it missed or something I wanted to add, I can always respond back to it. And then it'll just send that information back and it'll redo that and it's really good at that. For this sake, I'm just going to move that forward. And now you can see that my workflow is now in here. I can keep adding additional workflows. It's actually nice to add additional workflows because you can add more context to the bigger picture of what you're trying to build. It's almost like I've been saying this over and over and again. It's like combining waterfall and agile development together.
Oh
Where in
yeah.
the software planning portion, you can like take the time to like describe the context of everything you're trying to build. But when it goes to it, you only have to implement one, feature or one item at a time. And then after you do that and test that, you can go back and you can easily respond back to it and say, hey, what I've learned is we no longer need this workflow. We need to do this. And then it will go in and it will change that system context, and the AI will learn from that system context. Which kind of combines the best of both worlds, like the larger intentions of the app and then what you're trying to do. So I'm going to move on, and for sake of this demonstration, but we're going to go on to the planning stage. So this is the next step. This is kind of that middle portion of what we're doing, and it's going to start taking my very, non-technical, high-level workflows or features, and it's going to start breaking them into actually technical tasks. And if some of our users only use the software planning part, some use both portions here as well. So would you prefer the dictation to be fully voice interactive, or should there also be a visual on-screen component for confirming? Uh, assume that we want some visual, like just confirmation, right? Just categorizing it.
Yeah,
Just for this sake, so we can see results too as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Since we're not actually going to demo it in a car,
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense.
That's gonna be next live stream.
Yeah, that's
We
V2.
can lock that workflow down if when we'll tap into the GPS and
Hmm. Yeah. And like you said, it's really cool where you can go and take back information from usability testing and tweak it all. I've used the AI to even like I have 6 or 7 workflows. I'm like, okay, now I know this. How could we adjust all these workflows? And it'll look at them all and kind of tweak things. So it's not no longer like very tedious and manual to keep revising your plan. It becomes really a true like living document for where your app is at any given moment. And again, like we said, it's fully collaborative with team members here. So all your entire team can then know, okay, this is the plan. This is how our app works. This is what we're looking to accomplish. And as you pivot and as you change, you're all have that central place to look and understand where we're at.
yep.
Yeah. So I noticed that with this version of Ride, and I'm sure like whoever's watching the recording at some point, um, they'll see something different because this task planning screen was never there. So can we talk a little bit more about what was the purpose behind that? Like how does that help me
Yeah.
break down my workflow to tangible and actionable items?
Yeah. So there's several purposes. One of the first purposes is kind of breaks down the idea of a technical user and a non-technical user. So we make it really nice for both technical and non-technical people to work together on software. There's always that big like developer, non-developer like communication
Hmm.
misgap. And
Right.
so the workflow planning is really good for breaking down the idea. This is the stage where it gets more technical. So it's going to take that workflow and it's going to ask you questions on like, all right, how do you want to implement this? And then it's going to start breaking it down into the actual software tasks. It helps keep tasks small. It helps describe more of the technicality of the task. And then it provides additional kind of spec-driven development for the AI when it's actually going through doing those tasks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Um, as a developer, like I've used other tools that they use a spec-driven development approach. And they even tell you, okay, put this together, and then you have to write in a certain structure. So with Ride, from a non-technical standpoint, it's really nice because the AI is already doing that for you. So you don't have to really think. You just like spit out what you want to build, and it helps you clarify your vision with those questions. So it's really nice.
Correct. So yeah, you can see it's using some more, not super technical, but some more technical terms that developer may not understand. It's giving me all of these options for different development tasks. So like the hands-free subscription stuff, integrating the OpenAI for dictating items, visual confirmation, item creation and like feedback flow to as well. And what I might you can also adjust this too as well. So
Mm,
we try to put that control in the user's hands too as well. So if you're like, well, this is right, I know how powerful this is. It could probably do all these tasks in one task. You can just say back to it, hey, put this into one task. If you're really big into breaking down tasks into smaller tasks, which was the traditional way of doing it, but now with the assistance of Ride, that's not so much necessary. You can keep it into different tasks, or you can say, hey, I want to merge these two tasks
mm.
together and do those as well. So I'm just gonna, this person I say, I want to combine all these tasks into one task.
So task from I gather like just steps, right? That help me like get the workflow to a place of what we would call a definition of done. Like this constitute
Correct.
like that this is a complete feature.
This is what we're going to send off to the AI. So I combined it into one single task. I'm just going to click accept here. It's a bit of an aggressive task.
That is
Uh,
huge.
yeah, it's a huge task, but whatever, you're not even supposed to do live
Michael, don't
demos
do
or
this at home,
yeah.
Michael. Break it down, okay?
We're I was always taught in entrepreneurship school that you never do live demos, and we're taking it a step further. We're not only are we doing a live demo, we're trying to build something with a live demo of a live software. Uh, so we're open to mistakes. We like to break things here
Yeah.
at
What I love about
CodeBuddy.
the task things too is again the non-technical or less technical people within the project can know exactly like what's the developer is going to accomplish and when they get it done. Because that
Yep,
is another communication breakdown a lot too, where, oh yeah, I finished that, and then you go look and none of those things are there. So it allows a little bit more accountability on both sides, where it's like the person needs to specify, okay, this is the work you need to get done, and then the person doing the implementing, whether it's the same person or not, actually knows, all those boxes to check and complete.
correct. We take so the user is very clear about their requirements for what they need, and it's like written there, and like they can't go back on it, and they can't say, "Hey, you were supposed to do this," and like, but
Hmm.
and then we also translate that very clearly for the developer too. So you can see there's quite a bit because this is we're taking on a pretty aggressive task, but you can see what the user needs to complete. This is also where the chat thread history will be. So if you take a pause and you come back to it, you can go back and work on your existing chat thread too as well. So it took that task and now it's starting to break it down. It usually for something pretty big, it usually likes to plan it first. And so it's going to plan like my front end uh, that it's going to do. It's going to plan the
Backend.
back end here as well, the contracts here as well. It's going to ask you some questions too as well, usually at the beginning. So where should this detection experience be accessible? Um, you can say main menu, floating button. We can just, make it, add it to the main page on this starter kit is the welcome view.
And something I would like to add is like a lot of the questions when you that you'll get initially for each of your workflows or your tasks, um, when it's being implemented, it really focuses on a more reverse approach. So it'll start building all the back end niceties and necessities for your application. So function over form, and then it'll start to ask you questions on your front end as well. There are times where it'll probably ask for both, but you'll see the order will start to actually build everything for your backend so that your application is functioning as it should. So I really like that approach for as a front end guy. I just always do the front end stuff until I really like took me a couple of years to understand that backend is very important.
Yep,
Like my front end can't work if my backend doesn't know what it needs to be doing. So
correct.
yeah,
And it gives you the
really.
flexibility. I know if you, I was t busy typing, but to either if you're a back end to front end person or a front end to back end person, it lets you. So now it's going to start creating uh, my contracts. So these just describe. So I got a to do here. Um, it's got a title, description, is completed, due date. That looks good. It'd probably take more time if I was actually doing this to review those, make sure that everything is correct and respond back if I saw that there was anything wrong. It usually does a pretty good job of getting it right. Most of the time, you don't have to respond back to it. So now it's going to create what an event looks like. This is going much faster. I'm glad this isn't as slow as the
As it
that
used to be.
one model we were using.
Yeah.
Yeah, or as the software planning was, software planning was
Yeah.
super slow today. And then you can also see that all my changes here are being stored up here. This is kind of cool. You actually dialogue over dialogue is probably not a great thing, but you can actually sit and put this and accept it, and you can watch it. It will like add the new files onto. I discovered that the other day.
I need your attention. Click.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now it's creating the DTOs, which are just the contracts between the front end and the back end to say when I create a new to-do and respond back, I want to respond back with that to-do ID and whether it was successful, and if not, send me back an error message. And then you can also see that here's our file tree explorer too. We have a unique thing called focus mode where we try to focus on just the important files. If you want to see the whole uh, file structure, you can go unfocus mode. Here's the front end, here's the back end. You can expand them all. But this kind of goes over just our core like architectural schema, which is we use iDesign or a form of iDesign within here. And then you can see as I'm creating that in here, that it will start putting those contracts in here. So you can see it added a new contract for event to do. I don't think it's added any enums yet. Looks like it's added some
Or
DTOs and stuff.
managers.
Yeah, you'll see the new man. It'll add a new manager. The manager will show up in there too as well.
Yeah. And what's really nice about like just that structure, if you like Devon mentioned, you have your front end and your back end. Like a lot of other tools, like they require you to like basically always like talk to another area where your back end is and stuff like that. Like here is just all sitting in one place. We call it a mono repo in the technical world, but just think of it as like one folder with all the things that you need, and then it allows Ride and the AI itself to not overwork itself because it already grabs all that context that lives right next to each other. So that's always really nice, and I know that that really sets us apart from other people out there too.
It's an aggressive task. My last one, I created a tic-tac-toe board game, so
Holy smokes!
a lot easier. So you can see it's adding additional DTOs for certain API endpoints that it's gonna have an API endpoint, for creating a note, creating an event, creating a to-do, uh, all these different stuff. So, and it looks like it just did the dictation manager. So you can now see that
Nice.
this is going to use the OpenAI accessor, which it yet has to create, and then we'll um, dictate it based off of the front end. Looks like it's got some APIs to call for extract items from a text. Makes sense. Create dictation items from the text. So it looks like that's going to take it out and um, maybe break it into the different to-dos. And here's my OpenAI accessor, which is going to call out to OpenAI. I want to make sure I look at this one because I only have an OpenAI key for certain calls. I think this is the right one, chat completions. I think my AI key, if not, we can adjust it later, but um, so you do have to bring your own OpenAI key right now. And I'll show you how to add that on here. But you can plug into any third-party extension. You can, call SendGrid, you can call Stripe, you can call any of those stuff. It's knowledgeable how to call those. You just have to obviously go to set up those accounts too as well. You got to go to Stripe and set
Yeah.
up a Stripe account. You got to go to SendGrid. There's no way we can. Some things we can create programmatically, but those things they
Yeah.
don't let you do that.
Yeah, it was really impressive how all this is happening in less than an hour. So
Yeah.
I know that this would have taken me a while to like, oh, where should I put this? Or
So here's my program.cs files. It looks like there's a lot of deletions, but
Mm.
the AI is just saying, "Hey, screw you comments. I don't need you." And then it's adding the my new dictation manager, my OpenAI accessor. Uh, so it knows how to reference them, and then so you can swap those out too if there's a new OpenAI accessor you want to use or something.
I used to work at a place where the engineer basically said, "Yeah, if you see zombie code, just remove it."
Just
So
remove it. Yeah,
it just reminds me of that of
yeah.
zombie code.
It's like I don't need your comments. I know how to read this.
So it
And then
looks
the
like it's reading the front end now.
Yep. Yeah, that's usually it takes a break. I don't it says in it's looking at now, yeah, the welcome view in the front end. So it might be trying to do the whole thing in one swoop, which is pretty crazy. A lot of times it'll do the back end and then take a break and say, "Hey, does that look right? Is there anything you want to change?" And then it'll jump in and do the front end. But you can see we've already made 17 file changes. We've got most of the back end. I'm trying to think. It's got the dictation manager, which can split it up, OpenAI accessor. It's injected it. It's got the contracts for our three different types. It's got the DTOs for all the API endpoints, it looks like. Um, so
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah.
Welcome, Sarah. Um, if you have any questions, you're just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah, while it's
you're like,
coding, do you want to give for the people who just joined a quick recap of what we've done and where we're at?
Yes. So we're we're building Tanner's super dangerous work and drive app where he can he can dictate to his app and it's going to take that information and safely store it into either to-dos that he has to do, events that he needs to schedule or attend, and then just his random notes that uh, he'll look at the next day and be like, that was the dumbest idea ever. Uh,
Only sheer brilliance, man. Yeah.
we uh we got through the software planning stage. We got through the task and project management stage. So now we're actually on to the coding stage where Ride is going and it's actually coding the files for us. So here it's looks like it's
Oh,
creating a component called dictation input. Looks like it's using
using an API from the browser.
speech recognition. Yeah, it looks like it's using the
Oh,
WebKit. I've used that before. That's been pretty good. It's using the WebKit speech recognition, um, and it's doing some stuff with analyzing diction. It looks like I don't know. Uh, I told it to put on the welcome view, so I'm guessing it's going to inject this component into the welcome
see
view.
how it
It
does. Yeah.
must. It seemed like it was too big that it didn't want to just create it on the welcome view, so it's going to go push it there.
That's one thing that really impressed me about Ride, is that when you like trying to do certain things like this, like it's not gonna over
There we go.
engineer. You're not gonna over engineer as most people would do. It's like, oh yeah, well I'll just build my own, speech detection system. Right? No, it literally just knew what to use from like a native standpoint. Oh, the browser has this particular functionality that it can use within the app. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. So yeah, you can see that it added that as a separate component.
Mm.
Views are just your pages that you'll have like a URL slash welcome view for. Components are just reusable components within an actual view that you can. So it looks like it's done. So it did take it in one big sweep. I'm guessing we're gonna have some build errors. There's no way you can ever make 19 changes
Without
without
one error.
at least one error or many.
Send
So let's send it. Yeah.
it.
So the next thing we're going to be doing is running. You can see I can run both the front end and the back end um, here as well. So you see I built that thing without like uh, obviously, I would take more time to supervise it if this was for an actual company, but I didn't have to have a lot of experience in development to build that. So we have 12 errors. There's probably only, it says 12, but there's probably only a couple errors that are happening recurrently. So you can see that there's a lot of multiplications of errors too as well. And
Oh,
then
this is really nice.
the nice thing about yeah, Ride is you can use it to resolve its own errors. So I can take if there's this many errors, I probably don't suggest you using resolve all because you're just I just
Overloading.
kind of yeah overloading it and if there's like a missing context or it tries to think one context is the same, it might I don't know it does work most of the time, but uh, for an example, I'll just do kind of one at a time, and so you can see. So I just hit that button, it copy and pasted in the chat. If there's anything I need to provide, yes. So this has happened before where um,
Oh, yeah.
it's trying to append services dot app.api, which is an old version of the starter kit, and the correct thing should just be app.api this. So and this stupid blank line. Um, so you click that, and it literally will fix that error. And there's probably more. I'm guessing they're probably uh,
Resolve all.
the exact same thing. Should we do resolve
Yeah.
all? Well, it looks
Do
like
it.
let's do it. Why not? So it's gonna paste them all in there.
It's the buttons there, guys, but at
Yeah,
your own risk.
that's it. We, we did already fix one of them, so let's see. It might
I,
just explode.
we can assure you this is being done safely. No AI bot was hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, my work will not be done safely, but my
Yeah.
coding will be done.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so system threading looks like app. I don't know what that was. That looked like it was just missing a reference.
Yeah.
So, but still going. Oh, maybe that was it. So
Oh,
we'll try to run it. It might there's might I guarantee there's probably still some errors, but yeah. Let's see. Type your name. So OpenAI. I'm guessing this is the exact same issue. The services that we'll have to yell at the product team to retrain the model to not include those services. But an accessor is in the architectural pattern we use just something that goes out to an external service.
it just
So
appended services
correct.
to that
Yep.
again.
So yeah, just
Interesting.
oh, it appended it back. Oh no.
Yeah.
What was that on?
The
Dictation
open
manager?
AI
Oh yeah.
accessor. Yeah.
So I don't need to get
Yeah.
rid I need to get rid of that. So I can just modify it just directly in this file.
Good use case.
Uh, so that must not have been the actual issue. So OpenAI accessor could not be found on, let's expand this, on dictation manager, yada yada. I'm guessing it's wrong in OpenAI accessor. So I'm just gonna go to OpenAI accessor. Yes, you see, this
There it
is
is.
the
Yeah.
wrong namespace. So it's smart, but it's yet to be. Let's see where this one is. Yeah, it
So
looks like it's doing
dependency
it. Looks like
injection.
it's doing it on program.css too. So
Well, we went from 12 to 4 to
yeah,
2.
in what, a minute or two?
Yeah.
Gosh, that would have traditional development. That would have taken me all day.
That would have been a bunch of Stack Overflow tabs,
Yeah. What am I doing
Discord
wrong?
messages,
Yeah. Okay, remove services.app because it looks like we probably already had the regular app. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it just
Okay.
injected something that we didn't even need. And then, yes, we don't need services.app. There was confused which one, so it had clarified it. So hopefully that will get us at least in the next
Could
error
you go
round.
back to that? Could you scroll down?
This here,
Yeah. We have
the when it
a
was adding the scope for the
yeah.
accessor, where was it? Yeah, I can in other features. Well, this does the whole solution.
I think it was
So
in
I'd
programs.
so
Yeah.
we'd have to find it in program right there, and then it'll highlight it for you. Oh yeah, it's still
So it added this
I
services.
did.
Just remove the services,
There
right?
we go.
Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
just
it was removing it. So this is what happens when you
this
don't
is what happens
pay
when
close
we
attention.
lightly vibe.
Yeah. Okay, I've removed the invalid da 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 da.
What was that?
I don't know. Okay, let's see.
Okay. Hmm. My
looks like here, I'm gonna run it one more time.
Yeah, so again, guys, like this is regardless of the errors, like you can see how much you can get done in literally less than an hour. Like you can get yourself up and running, start building like just the first feature of your application and get that like to a point where you can actually start playing around with it, testing it out, and then if something pops up in your mind like, oh, I can add this other thing, then you could start talking to Ride about adding another kind of feature that just came up. And then what I like about Ride is it's the clarifying questions also make you critically think about
Take this.
whether this is a feature you should add or not. Does it pertain to the type of application that you're trying to build? But what could take you months is literally taking just an hour to just get done, which is really impressive.
Yep. Just got that same timeout issue. You had that before, didn't you?
Yeah, all you have to do is like rerun it.
Oh, I'm missing the database successor. Gotcha. Did it not have the database successor in there? There it is. Yeah.
It's right there.
Shouldn't need both of those. Huh. That's weird. Okay. I want to go back and run it again. If you go back, it just kills the processes, which is nice. You just needed to run it when you get that.
Yeah. Yeah, because the
Gotcha.
timeout's just like it's just
There you
overworking.
go.
There it goes.
There we go.
Nice. Okay.
Cool.
Now the front end's running, so it's initializing. So the first time it runs, it always takes a bit longer because it's installing all of the node module packages that it references.
Yeah.
Uh,
And one thing we should talk about too is that everything runs locally on your machine to
Oh,
start. So
yes.
there's other platforms where you're running everything in the web. You're running on their hardware. What's great here is this is all just you. So if
correct.
you want to dive in a little bit of that.
Yeah, you can see here's my file folder. This one makes us really different because this is how professional developers work. And you can see on my projects, here's my work and drive app. Here's the full app. It's locally downloaded. We have a motto of no hostages held. Like we don't hold your code hostage. We don't hold your passwords, your API keys, your ability to transfer the app, like your ability to recruit and hire like new people. We put that all in your control in your hands right from the beginning here as well. So so all the app is there and then also in there too as well. Oh, now we got a front end in there. So dictation manager has no, we're gonna go nuclear on this again.
Send it.
Send it.
Yeah. Yeah, before you would have to like set up your resources and stuff like that. But now like with version 3 of Ride, you can just get up and running. You create your account, you verify that account, and then everything is being developed locally. There is a webinar that was done this week as well. You could also check that out on our YouTube channel where Devon does go over that new environment screen where you can start to like add your test and production environments. So that is at the end whenever you're ready to do so. It just reduces that friction so you can just start to ideate your application and then start to make your idea come to life. So
Okay, boom. So we got the front end running. Obviously, especially the first time you ever run the project, there's going to be but
some
we are here
nuance.
to help as well. So we have a customer success team. We have a host of external code buddies too that can help with tasks, projects, uh, as well. So we have a motto, never code alone. You're not alone here at CodeBuddy. But so it ran. You can see where it's running now, localhost 3002. That's where the front end's running. You can see the back end's running here on localhost. Again, both are running on your machines until you push them up to the cloud, which we can show you how to do. And now I've got my account here. I can create my new user here. My super secure password.
2, 3, 4, 5.
6.
Oh yeah, there were 6 in there.
And then I can log in And
Whoa,
now,
look at
oh,
that.
looks good too.
That's
Sometimes you have to
dope.
mess with the uh I'm guessing
Oh,
it's so one thing I know it's not going to work is we haven't put the AI key in there. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to say we are actually adding a complete feature in here for managing configuration settings. So if you want to add like a Stripe key, an OpenAI key, a SendGrid key, any other third-party services you're working with, or like values that you just want to be configurable in your app so you can change them really quickly without having to rebuild the entire app. We're creating tooling around that. It's in the current sprint right now. It should be out there soon. For now, I can show you just how to do it manually. So the first thing I want to do is say I'm going to go to my accessors. I'm going to see, and it looks like, yeah, here I have a config key called OpenAI key. So I want to say I want to make sure this config key is on my app configuration. So you have to add it two places right now for running locally, is you just have to add it to, oh, it is reading the app settings, that development as JSON. I wonder if they changed that. Huh, they did change that.
nice.
Which makes sense because it's just your local stuff, so there's nothing really
Yeah.
secret in here. So, wow, I didn't even know this. Oh, man, that's cool. So it actually adds it to your development settings. So these are where all your like local configuration settings uh, and then it's gonna add the OpenAI key. If I wanted to, I could just put the key in here and message Ride to put it in, but it's our key, so I will not put it in there. Uh, it's our demo key.
It's 1 2 3 4 5 6 dash A 1 2 3 4 5 6.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And then it's adding one for this. I don't need this though because
Your development one.
I've got it on my development one. So app it will always just first look to the app settings development and then look to settings. Okay, so um, I've got it now on app settings development. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to my uh, app settings.development folder, which is just right here. And I can share this with you because there's nothing secretive in here. And then all I have to do is go in and add. You could tell Ride to add it for you because now Ride can access this. Originally, we didn't allow Ride to access this file. Now that there's nothing, privileged in here, you could tell it, but I would just go in and add it. So I guess we do have configuration management for local now. What the actual one will do is it will also send it to your hosted values. Okay, I'm going to paste that key in here off on one of my other screens so that it works. And then all I have to do is hit save. Hopefully this key works. This is actually the first time I've tested this OpenAI key. So, and oh yeah, it's not even on app configuration. It's just grabbing it directly from an OpenAI. Let's see if this works. You'll see that a lot of uh, the other settings are through app configuration. So we have a separate file. You can also you can tell it to open any file. Oh, that's cool. It actually opens it in the chat too.
Nice.
Um, and you can see what the other, so you can see all of these app configurations line up exactly with what's on here. I assumed it would have added it to app configuration, but it just created an OpenAI thing. So that should also work too as well. If not, we'll just move it over. And this is on the back end. So I am going to want to stop the back end and I'm going to want to rerun the back end. We do have hot reload on the front end, back end, but on the back end, it's always sometimes nice to just reload it to make sure that it saved that changes, especially if you're working with configuration settings. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say that usually with configuration settings, you always wanna
Yeah.
do it manually.
Front end should always hot reload. Let's type here. So, okay. So it's going to access I need to schedule a meeting with Tanner Lytle and Joshua Barrios for tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And I need to remember to let the dog out. And I had a good idea about an app for driving and work. I wonder if that got the whole thing. It seems like it just
It
like
looked, yeah, I was gonna say it
skipped that
looked like
out.
it was just like,
Oh,
oh, it's still listening to
it's
you.
still listening to me. There we go. Oh, there's a stop button. There's a secret stop button that we didn't know about. Let's see if it actually. I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to. I need to set up a meeting with Tanner Lytle tomorrow. Oh, there we go. Stop. See if it sent it out. It looks like it did send it to the back end. So, um, we just need to do the next task, which is to grab it from the back end here as well. Uh, so it did successfully store to my back end. We do have it transcribing. The only thing we don't have it yet doing is the like response back
Populating.
to me yet on here. And then yeah, we want to populate it into different tasks as well, correct?
Mhm.
But for this sake, we are running out of time. This is only supposed to be a 60-minute thing, correct, Tanner?
Yeah, I think we do 60 minutes for that and then like maybe 30 minutes Q&A if there's
Okay.
any questions.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So
yeah, let's
you want me to go do the publish stuff real quick?
yeah, so we got the coding of the first,
Yep.
functionality done.
So I'm going to say we've got the, transcript uh, feature complete. I'm going to save it here. That's just going to commit it. You can do multiple commits. Uh, and then actually, I'm going to go back and complete this task. So you can see here's my chat thread history if I wanted to do it. I'm going to complete this task. And it's going to actually build the solution to make sure there are no build errors before I close out this task so that when you actually go deploy it to like the web, like the hosting, that it doesn't run into any hosting issues. It says, all right, complete the task, it merged the changes. I can go back to the uh, task management board and do my next task, or I can go to the environment section, which this is the environment section. You can just easily access this via the third kind of step here. Here's going back to the task management. There was no other tasks, so
Since we completed it. Yeah.
we completed it. Here's the environment section where I've got my local development, and you can see that it's all running there locally. I've got the task that I just implemented, and then I can also create a new environment here too as well. So in order to create a hosted environment, you both need a hosting platform and then a database and authentication platform. So we make sure that all of the apps already have authentication built into them, so users can actually sign into them. You can control the user management, and then there's different, there's bucket storage for, large files, and then there's just a regular, standard document database for uh, other files here too. You can see this actual setup program. I'm not going to go through this whole process, so
Yeah,
I've got to go pull my key, but
they can go
go
to the
ahead. Go
docs as
ahead.
well. We
Oh yeah, yeah.
docs.codebuddy.com.
Great idea.
And we do guide you through that process as well when you're ready to publish to environments.
Yep.
So you get to see some really nice screenshots of what that looks like. And then it literally guides you, what might be the cost for that, etc. So this here is like it running, building it out for you. So
Yep.
it's like a test environment. So your docs is your best friend as well, but you also got us too. If you have any other questions, as well.
Yep. So once you got that test environment, you can do a test in a production environment. Then you just have to deploy to the environments. You just click on the task that you want to deploy and click deploy change. And you can see all the previous tasks. So we store all those previous tasks that if you need to, you can roll back to. And you can pick on different environments at like where you want the state of your software to be. If you want to move, the production environment up to this next task and keep the test environment, two tasks back or something. And it does all deployment, and then we'll give you a really nice looking here's where to go view the new software that's hosted. Here's where to access your authentication stuff, your backend. You can click on this ellipse and there will be config settings too as well.
So if I wanted to try this out today, what's a barrier to entry? What do I have to do to try this out? Because I think this is a really sick demo.
Thanks, JB. Uh, yeah.
First time I see Devon blushing on the live
Yeah.
stream, peeps.
So, right now there are no barriers to entry. So the barriers to entry used to be that you have to pay for a subscription and you had to pay for cloud hosting too as well. Now, you can see is that with every uh, new account that you get a free $10 credit. You no longer have to pay for your cloud hosting resources. You get the first two for free. We just access the first, free levels of Azure and Supabase
Yes.
uh, there in here, and then everything above that is just pay as you go. So there's no subscriptions. You don't have to
Nice.
worry about commitments when you use it and when you use the AI, you get charged for it, similar to, if you're buying a commercial license to an AI model. When you don't use it, it sits there. You can still use all of the other features that don't use AI, like, where do I go to my app, like deploying my app again if you want to just manually code in it, I guess. You can still have access to these features. You never get like blocked out of your account. Like I said, no hostages hold in the software. And then if you want to add funds, you can just simply add funds. If you want to set an auto recharge when your credit drops below a certain balance, you can bring it up to a certain balance here. And so you can see I started with $10 of credit. So with $2.08, I was able to plan a feature. I was able to do task management on that feature, and then I was actually able to build a full feature. If you
Wow.
could have told me 2 years ago that I could be building features for $2, working in enterprise software, uh, it would have blown my mind. So
That is insane. Bravo.
yeah, thanks. Likewise,
It's really
team
good.
effort. Cheers
It's
to
really
you.
good. So we just go to codebuddy.com and now there's a download button.
Correct. Yeah, if you just go to, we've got a new website here as well that tells a lot about it. You can just download it right there. It is a Windows only
Only
download right
window. Yeah.
now, or Mac if you do Parallels. We are working on a Mac version. We run everything in Electron, so it has the ability to go to Mac. We just haven't done the local configuration for Macintosh yet. Also, if you have an idea but don't have the time or the confidence to do any of the development on it, you can just get a project quote. We connect you with one of our code buddies, and they will help you build your app for you. Here's kind of some of the
Yeah, and
pricing.
it's great because we use Ride the whole way through. So your
Yes.
quote meeting is working with a human expert and the AI to build out that plan. All those tasks are then created and put into a sprint. So it's very transparent. It's you, again, being a non-technical founder and being able to fully understand and feel like you're in control of the process is such a big change than what is
Yeah.
before. And even in some of these terms, like what we went through here, and you're like, oh man, this seems kind of technical coming from someone who is not a full stack developer, you get really familiar very quickly. And if you do run into any questions, you just ask. And that's the big thing. You can ask the AI, you can reach out to a human code buddy and get answers. And before you know it, you're building things that you didn't believe that you could in, like you said, for $2.50 in an hour.
Yeah, and I saw Sarah was on the call too. We do have a partners program too. So we need to get Nebraska Wesleyan on here. And uh, individuals that are related to some of these partner events, we give them extra credits, which is nice.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of events here moving forward. Nebraska Startup Week's going to be pretty crazy, where we'll be putting on like hackathons and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, if you're in the entrepreneurial space where you're, hosting events and doing cool stuff, all the ecosystem builder stuff, we can help sponsor by, providing ride and providing some AI tokens. And That's the biggest thing that I'm just super pumped for coming up is just being in a room with very entrepreneurial minded people and just seeing what they can build in an afternoon. Or we went to, some different startup weeks and like little hackathons last year, and like you stay up late, you drink a bunch of caffeine and eat a bunch of snacks, and in the morning they're pitching, these amazing ideas that didn't exist 24 hours before. It's really cool.
Yep. Excellent. Well, does anyone have any questions? I don't know if they have to put them in chat, Tanner, or if we
There's a
can.
question and answer tab
Okay.
that
Okay.
yep. So Michael has
Is
a
there
question. Josh, you want
is
to read
there
it?
a Yeah, Michael said, is there a default framework for the front end or can it vary? Curious about Angular, React, Swift compatibilities. I can answer to that. So,
Yeah.
it's a good question, Michael. Ride is actually trained on a singular tech stack. So we use React for the front end, and then we use C#.NET for the back end. And the starter kit is already built into Ride, so it's very mature in its thinking and its code generation. It's been trained really well to develop the applications. We also use MUI for all like the components, so those front end components you saw there with React. So that's our tech stack, but we are not framework agnostic by any chance. Um,
Yeah.
this time.
And I've done all the frameworks, Vue, Angular, and React, and like as you know, when it comes down to it, they're just all going into HTML, CSS, and either JavaScript or TypeScript. So we've had lots of people that were like, I'm a little nervous because I'm an Angular person, and then they get into the React, and it's Ride's pretty much doing it for, them. They're like, oh, this is very easy to read. There's no there's no issues here too as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was just gonna say by going tight, like you mentioned, it's we've been able to get a lot more accuracy from the AI, which is
yeah,
great. That's been one of our biggest goals is how can we produce as code you can trust. And then the other part of that is great is we can really tailor our human experts so they can go into a project, everything's built off the starter kit. They can come in with a lot more understanding and context to provide that value a lot faster and a lot more affordably. We found previously if you're jumping into like what someone just happened to have, you spend more time trying to figure the lay of the land than actually solving problems. So with their starter kit, with our one tech stack, we've been able to just provide exponential value.
yeah.
Good
Any
question,
other
Michael.
questions?
Good
Any
question.
questions?
And I do want to preface with this. As someone who comes heavily from the JavaScript ecosystem, when I joined the CodeBuddy team not too long ago, like Ride has really helped me understand what good C#.NET programming looks like. I gotta tell you that it was phenomenal, and I even told my wife, it's like I can't believe it. It's like I unlocked something in my brain.
Yep.
So if something feels daunting, like this singular tech stack, maybe you're not something that you're aware of, um, it's okay. Like I mean, like literally you're gonna learn in the process as well. Not only, building how to build an application, what kind of features to have for an MVP when you're gonna present something to like an investor or some type of a group, but also you get to start to learn new skills and obtain those new skills as you go. So it's
Yeah.
get a lot of it in one place for $2 in less than an hour. I
I
like that.
think, yeah, I think our next webinar should be with our moms on it and see what type of questions they have. I feel like that would be very entertaining. So, all right.
Yep, I think
Anything
we're
else,
good.
Tanner,
Yeah,
JB?
I think we
Cool.
Yeah,
can
if we
wrap
don't
up.
have any other questions, I guess that's it.
All right,
Well, yeah.
cool. Well,
Thank you so
thanks for
much for
everyone
joining us,
who
guys.
yeah joined. Yeah, sorry, JB
Yeah.
and I are both doing the outro. So JB, I'll let you take the lead. Go.
All right. No problem. Yeah, thank you for joining us, guys. It's been a pleasure to really show you guys what version 3 of Ride can do. But if you want to follow us on social media, make sure to follow us on LinkedIn. And then we also have the YouTube channel as well, where you can find previous webinars and future content that'll be coming up for you guys as well. Outside like a webinar live stream, so that way you can stay up to date to features and how to take advantage of those features. And then docs.codebuddy.com. is your best friend as you go through this ride journey, and then CodeBuddy.com. Thank you guys. Take
All
care.
right. See ya.